What's up, everyone? We're here today to talk about some common aquarium knowledge. Well, common to me, maybe not for you, but we're here to talk about it today and share my plethora of knowledge with you guys. I seem to get the same question asked over and over, no matter if it's a beginner fish keeper or sometimes a more expert level fish keeper, but they always ask me, why are some of my tanks so overcrowded? Well, you see this tank here, it does have a lot of fish in it, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about the overcrowding of fish tanks. These two here are probably two of my biggest ones online that attract a lot of attention. Now each tank is 20 foot long, 4 foot high, 3 foot wide, and there is two of them. So that means there's 40 feet of aquarium, 4 foot high, 3 foot wide. Each one is 1,800 gallons. And they are both stocked very, very heavily. And there are reasons for it. And with my case here, I run a very, very large system. So these tanks basically just have pass-through. If this were an individual system and I was relying on individual filtration to filter all of this fish waste in this tank, you best believe it that this tank is overstocked. But also at the same time, the stock that I have in this tank are different kinds of schooling fish. So you've got the mad barbs or the cigar barbs. Those are super cool. As you can see, they are silver, black, and blue with the red fins. They're very attractive. You can have them in with larger monster fish. We've got the ballast sharks. They are also a type of schooling fish. We've got the flagtails, another type of fish that love to school. We've got silver dollars. There's probably 12 different species of silver dollars in here, and they all love to school together. We've got tinfoil barbs. They also, guess what? Love to school together. We've also got these barbs up here. We got the filamentosa barbs. There used to be a lot more, but they've slowly died off over the years. We've got the archer fish up top. They also love to school. There is, I think, 3 or 4 of them guys in here. I think 4. Trying to get a count on them. I see 3, so there might be one hiding, but typically they also love to school. Then down here we even got the little guys, the roseline sharks. They also love to school. And I've added in some oddballs just for color, like the parrotfish. And we've got this African tiger scat here. Absolutely love that guy. He's one of my favorite. We got the leporanus in here. So this is a tank just to showcase a lot of our schooling fish and show you that it can be done, but given enough filtration and water pass through, even an overstock tank can still look absolutely gorgeous. Now this tank's 20 foot long, 3 foot wide, 4 foot tall. You're viewing it from the side, so you might think these fish are swimming on top of each other, but they've actually got 3 foot from front to back. There's a lane going on the front side, lane going on the back side. So these guys definitely have a lot of room, but at some point we're gonna have to pull some fish out of here, like that gourami. You know, certain ones will die off because some of them mad barbs are getting pretty old. My severums are already starting to decline. I already had the mate to this guy pass away several months ago. When the babies were born, they are also doing well. They're biggest ones are about 2 inches right there. I'd say there's probably about 10 to 15 in the bottom of the tank. So that is also super cool. So given normal circumstances, yes, this tank is overcrowded, but because I have such a large, massive filtration system, I am able to filter a lot more water and handle the overcrowded tanks. As you guys can see, not all of my tanks are overcrowded. So let's go take a look at some other tanks. You guys see some of my other tanks here with just a couple fish in here. Here's a grow out tank. Now there's fish in them, but they're not nowhere nearly as packed as them other tanks. And that is for good reasons, because that tank is all schooling fish. Even this 1,000 gallon has, you know, a bunch of fish in it, but it's not stocked like them other 2 tanks are. So there is always a reason for everything we do here at the rescue. So back to the tank. So, you know, we have that one there. It's, you know, overstocked because they're schooling fish, and I want to showcase that because we do a lot of education here at the rescue. And we've got this other tank here, and it's completely overstocked with African cichlids. Well, another reason for overcrowding or overstocking is to actually control aggression. With a lot of these African cichlids, you'll get one tank boss and they'll end up, you know, picking off a lot of the fish that are in the tank. So they'll be out competed for food, they'll eat the smaller ones, stuff like that. And the more you stock into a tank, the harder it is for one fish to take over and become tank boss. So that is why I overstock my African cichlid tank, because I am allowed to keep a whole wide variety of cichlids like this because it is so overstocked. But that can only happen, again, if you have enough water changes or filtration or whatever the case may be. On ours, it's because we have the pass-through on our giant filtration. So the water always looks this good. And I actually think the water looks kind of bad right now. And when the filter's going, you know, full speed ahead, this water looks like it is buffered. Some of you guys might be like, you're crazy, that looks crystal clear. It does look great, but we usually have it looking better. Right now, I'm still working on my rental properties, so I'm spending a lot of time over there. So that means I haven't been putting as much work into maintenance here at the rescue. So a few things have been taking a back seat, but that is okay. The fish are still very well cared for. I make sure I come in, I feed, I clean the filters that I need, and this house will be done soon, and we'll be back to full speed ahead here in no time at all. So like I said, overcrowding is okay as long as you have the right species and the right intent for it. Now if you have, you know, a tank filled with, you know, let's say monster fish, let's give you an example. So you might get some overcrowding like this. And normally I wouldn't stick this many monster fish into one tank, but we are a rescue and we are holding a bunch of these fish for Mr. Brian Barczyk. He is building the new Legacy Aquarium, which is going to be awesome and rad. And a bunch of these fish and countless others and many other tanks are going to be on their way out of here. And this is just a temporary overcrowding, which normally I don't get into or I don't want to. Sometimes it's a have to situation. But in cases like this, you just make sure your water's right, you got enough flow going through. In my case, I just, you know, control the valve of the water going in and the water going out. I have filtration individually on each tank, as well as the pass-through going to our main filtration. Make sure all the fish are fed well, so there's no, you know, fin nipping. As you can see, even with this many fish, all the fins look great, the bellies look fat, the catfish are growing, everyone looks stunning. Even the turtle down here, we got the giant Mexican musk turtle. His name is Godzilla. He is a super fun one. I've got my granulosis cat down here. He's one that I am keeping, but a bunch of these fish will be going out soon, and we will have a lot more room at the rescue, and it'll also cut down on a lot of feeding and food that's going into the system, so everything will get much better here. And I haven't been putting a bunch of these monsters up for adoption because I've been literally saving almost everything for Mr. Brian so he could have an awesome couple exhibits right off the rip. So we love to help out where we can. Look at that firewood catfish. He is so super cool. But yeah, that is my take on overcrowding of fish tanks. There are ways to do it. There are reasons for it. Don't just overstock your tank because you want all these fish and, you know, you only have X amount of gallons. Always have a plan for your tanks, and yeah, do your research, everyone. That is a big part. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will catch you in the next one. Stay fishy, my friends.